Wake up and smell the coffee, boy, was what my dad used to say to me. Now, on the one hand, it was a comical quip that he would taunt his lethargic teenage son with, but on the other, it was a call to arms that I took deadly seriously. Now, I'm sure Dad would be giggling if I told him I still use that phrase. It was just a silly joke I used to play with you, is probably what he would say, but what is comedy to some can be quite the opposite to others. It motivates me. In fact, I'm sipping on a coffee just as we do this, inspired to work. Now, what's the upshot? Well, it's a life lesson. Indeed, the influence I believe my father was bestowing on me was simple: be productive. Now, if I wind the clock back and I think, okay, well, I was in a particularly moody phase growing up. Boys becoming men could be frustrating at the best of times. Lions, partying, pushback. Now, on reflection, how apt those words were. Whilst in spite of them being wrapped in the veneer of a joke, they represent an idea, one which is standing the test of time. Be productive, boy. Which brings me to the point of today. Ideas are powerful. Ideas are very powerful. Now, if you haven't taken the time to read Yuval Noah Harari's book, Sapiens, then I highly recommend you do, if only for one thing: its emphasis on fiction. Storytelling is key to human flourishing. Now, Harari argues it's our ability to believe in things that exist purely in our imagination that enable us to cooperate at scale. He gives examples like religion, like trade. So let's break that down. Consider Christianity. How has it existed for thousands of years? Why did it spread to every part of the globe? What was the value it continued to deliver? It's an interesting thought exercise. One rarely pauses to consider such fundamental questions. Life is hectic, I get it. Remind yourself of the Bible. Let's take a moment now. Arguably the primary vehicle for the teachings of Jesus Christ. It's story after story after story. Harari has a point, no doubt about that. So where am I going with this? Well, it's clear to me fiction is a critical conduit to human flourishing. Ideas delivered as stories, stories that become lessons, lessons that influence life. Which is precisely what my father was doing all those years ago. Now it's my turn. Sound money is an idea. An idea that has been percolating in society for some time. In fact, I was blown away on reading Carl Menger's The Origins of Money that it was written in 1892. Well, of course people have been studying the nature of money for a long time. Whilst on the flip side, it's remarkable that in all my years of expensive business school, this was never touched on as a subject. Such is the importance of an idea. An idea can outlive an individual. Indeed, an idea is capable of surviving only in the shadows of a society. You peel the onion back a bit further, and it's clear the incentive misalignment with modern government means sound money would inevitably be ignored, arguably actively quelled. Now, the status quo financial system grew to its behemoth of today thanks to its ability to print money. How? Well, a certain John Maynard Keynes and his disciples parrot the necessity for modern monetary theory, enabling central banks to increase the money supply at will, meaning that in vogue monetary and political scientists are happily in cahoots. Trust the experts. Sadly, their system is driving negative externalities plain for all to see. Rising consumer prices is just one angle. Increasing wealth inequality another. The list, it goes on and on. The truth is, corruption of the money means corruption at the very core of our society. Now, thankfully, we have another option. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sound money. Bitcoin is an alternative to the status quo whose time has come. A meritocracy, a system of rules, not rulers, a critical ingredient to the coming digital renaissance. In real time, we're witnessing an idea become reality as it filters through society. Now, why should you care? Perhaps you never will, and that's okay. But if just one person becomes enamored with the idea of sound money, then my job is fulfilled, and the idea's ability to seep into human consciousness can continue. So next time you smell your morning coffee, wake up and use sound money. Thank you. I'm Jake. Always reach out if you have any questions at all. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.